Hello, gorgeous, powerful manifestors. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Hope you are all really well. I am very excited to be live now to answer your questions about manifesting and law of attraction and the universe. And I haven't done a coffee chat for a little while, and I had guidance yesterday to do a little video and just say, if you've got questions, ask them to me if you can't tune in live. So I've got some questions to already work through, but if any of you who are watching in want to ask me any questions, then you can go for it. This is like 45 minutes or so of me just devoting my time to you guys and helping you to master the art of manifesting, because it is my insatiable passion to help hundreds of millions globally to step into and unleash the powerful creators that they were born to be, that are sort of within and they're ready to be unleashed, and to help hundreds of millions globally to master the art of manifesting. So I am insatiably passionate about talking about law of attraction and manifesting, and so you can basically never ask me too many questions. So if you want to ask questions, post them below. If not, I will work through the questions that I have already been asked. Okay, my darlings? So one of you has asked, I've been working my way through your money flow book. If anyone doesn't know what my money flow book is, I've got two books. One is called Welcome to the Beginning of Everything You Want, and the other one is called It's Time to Get Your Money Flow On. So that's the one this lady's referring to. I've noticed that some days my journaling doesn't light me up. I keep my journaling general, as if I'm too specific I contract. Yep, definitely your process. I remember about an upcoming holiday and my dream house, and how I'm writing my second book whilst living somewhere. Sorry, it should be keep journaling, exciting, uplifting. Sorry, bear with me. Any tips on how to help me find it exciting and uplifting? Okay, so for those of you that don't know, the tool that changed everything for me is the Dream Day Journal tool, and you can now access that for free when you register to receive my newsletter. So if anyone wants to watch the Dream Day Journal tutorial, I used to charge for it, now it's free. You can access it when you sign up for my newsletter, and you can do that on my website. If you go to masteringtheartofmanifesting.com and go to the contact menu, in that drop down menu you'll see the option to sign up for a newsletter. So this lady, Sanjana, darling, you're asking about the Dream Day journaling and how it doesn't light you up every day. Okay, so and for those of you that don't know me that well yet, I'm what's known as a process manifestor. A lot of the teachings currently are from outcome manifestors, so they're incredible teachings, but if you're a process manifestor, they won't resonate with you as powerfully. So the tools I use are somewhat different to a lot of the tools out there, and that's why a lot of people in this group really resonate with my teachings, because they're process manifestors and so the tools relate to them. So because you're a process manifestor, obviously keeping it broad and general and big is really, really powerful. So one thing I just want to check in with, because this is what I always check in with when people have questions around the Dream Day Journal, and if it's getting a bit boring, is just confirming you are following the nudges and the guidance that the universe is giving you, and you are following the inspired actions. Because sometimes what can happen is when we Dream Day Journal, we feel amazing, the universe starts sending us guidance, and if we don't follow that guidance, you can't really expand the Dream Day Journal because you're not moving forward, if that makes sense. Whereas if you keep following the guidance from the universe and moving forward, your Dream Day Journal will naturally evolve. So that's the first thing just to check. Assuming that you are, the second thing to just remind you is that manifesting is all about ebb and flow, and so therefore you will have times where you are massively in flow and receiving loads of guidance and downloads, and then you will have times where you're just feeling a bit like you're lacking that clarity and that inspiration and that excitement as well. So again, it may just be you're going through a bit of a phase where you are regrouping a bit and recalibrating a bit, in which case don't worry, that inspiration will start coming back to you. I'm sorry, my dog is down barking in the living room, standard. But in terms of tips about how to make it more exciting and uplifting, I tried a technique recently. So really tune into what it is that makes your heart sing. It doesn't have to be material things. So yes, it's really powerful and exciting to journal about the big dream house and the limitless business in which you're serving loads of people. That's all really exciting, but actually you can just journal about things that you want to feel, like peace. Can you just comment and let me know you can hear me okay, because the phone's gone off and the dog is barking. It's going to be one of those days. Bear with me 1 second. If you can just let me know you can hear me. Come here. No. Right, I'm back. Apologies, everybody. It's always smooth sailing at Marshing the Art of Manifesting. Right, you can hear me, great. So, okay, as I was saying, the Dream Day Journal doesn't have to be just about things. It can be how you want to feel. So you may want to play with that energy. Do you want to write about how you feel every day, feeling in balance, feeling in alignment, receiving loads of clarity and inspiration? The other thing you can do as well, when I've got stuck on the Dream Day Journal and it's not quite flowing, is I will try writing about lots of different things, and then I find one thing that really rings my bells. So when you're Dream Day journaling, think about what it is that's ringing your bells. So that's an Abraham Hicks term. So it means when you think about it, when you write about it, it really lights you up. So sometimes if my Dream Day journal is feeling a bit stagnant, I'll write about lots of different things, and then one thing will really ring my bells, and then I'll have a party with that, and I'll literally expand on that and play with that energy. And then actually, after I've journaled, I actually go and start taking inspired action to play with that energy as well, just to amp it up a bit more. So there's quite a few things there to play around with. The other thing that I do, sometimes I don't want to sit there and write loads and loads of pages, so sometimes I'll just bullet point things that I want to bring into my experience. I tend to do that more when I'm really high vibrational, because I sort of don't need to sort of build my energy up, if that makes sense. I'm already there. So I think play with it. Check you're moving on the guidance that you're getting. Just check whether you're in a period of ebb rather than flow, and try journaling about things that aren't just material things. Think about how you want to feel. And then lastly, even if it's just one thing that rings your bells, play with that energy and expand on that. So there's quite a few different techniques there for you to play around with. So I hope that helps, darling. Okay, so another question we have is, hi Sarah, I love getting into the vortex and feeling amazing to the point where I am so grateful for what I have and what is coming. It brings tears to my eyes. Oh, I love that. But some mornings I just wake up feeling tired and I find it hard to be as happy as I want to be. I say thanks for everything in my life on my first dog walk at 6 a.m. every day, but some days I'm just tired. This concerns me as I want to feel happy to manifest. How do you stay positive or give yourself energy and happiness when you wake up just tired? Okay, so really good question. I'm sure everybody can relate to that as well. So again, remember, life is about ebb and flow. So you're not meant to feel in perfect alignment the entire time. We have to have the ebb and the flow. We have to have the times where we don't feel so good, so that we can therefore create new desires, new wants. And so it is, you know, there are days that you will find you're more aligned than other days, and that's okay and it's perfect. So firstly, take the pressure off of yourself that you need to feel happy 100% of the time. You can't. The whole point of being physical is that we need to experience the contrast. But in terms of things to do when you're just sort of waking up feeling tired, be gentle on yourself. Don't put pressure on yourself. So don't beat yourself up that you feel tired. Just set the intention that you're going to have a more gentle day, and you're just going to go with the flow a bit more, and you're going to take the pressure off of yourself, okay? Mantras are really powerful, so you can just say something like, you know, when I'm balanced. So this is the other thing as well with manifesting. I've always kind of said there's two really kind of powerful vibration points to be in. One is on the high flying disc vibrational point that Esther Hicks talks about a lot, but the other one is that deep kind of knowing, allowing energy, where you just know and surrender and just know that everything's okay. That's actually more powerful. And that's something that was backed up when we were in Sotogrande in Spain with Olivia and Rafa Canio, who were doing the Believe Retreat, that balance is this target energy. So again, it's not like you need to wake up every day and be on this high-flying disc. This balanced, surrendered, calm, knowing energy is like super, super, super powerful as well. So take the pressure off yourself. And in terms of how to keep feeling positive, Abraham Hicks talks about when you're not feeling that great, just lean into something that brings you a little bit of relief. So it's not about going from feeling not great to on the high flying disc. It's actually about leaning into something that makes you feel a little bit better. And when you feel a little bit better, that is the fastest way back into alignment anyway. So there are definitely days I just wake up a bit tired, but I take the pressure off of myself. And obviously I've manifested a situation now where I work from home and I run my own schedule, and I actually don't have that many commitments in my diary because, again, Liv and Raf talk about this a lot, this energy of free falling, just totally going with the flow, following the guidance you're being given by the universe or source energy or your higher self, however you want to refer to it, it's all the same thing. When you have days where you just follow your soul guidance, you can do that when you're feeling tired. Just lean into what is it the universe or your higher self is leading you to do next, and just free fall. So again, if you're having a day where you're feeling tired or contrasty, free fall. So I mean, I've had a very aligned day today, but I have spent a lot of it just totally free falling, which is why I said yesterday I wouldn't say what time I'd come on today. So post your questions and I'll come on when I come on, because that is how you are able to stay in balance and alignment more easily. Now, obviously not everybody can do that because a lot of people are still working in other jobs and that kind of thing. But if you can start to, even in your spare time, try this free fall energy and just go in the flow and take the pressure off of yourself, that's everything. In fact, actually today at lunchtime, I felt a little bit, I was really aligned, and then I felt a little bit wobbly. So I was like, right, what is it my soul wants to do now? Actually, I want to go and sit in a cafe. Actually, the cafe is going to be quite noisy, but I do want to go and sit somewhere different and have a coffee with the dog and just journal. And I just had the urge to go to the local pub and to snuggle up and just have a gorgeous coffee. Now my phone's going off. So it's just one of those days where everything's happening. So we're just going to ignore the phone for a minute, okay? So this is like 40 Towers. I'm just gonna wait for the phone to stop ringing, bear with me. Do you like my ringtone though? Okay, I don't know who that is that's ringing. Is it gonna carry on? It's gonna carry on for a bit. Right, we're stopped, right. So anything else that wants to go wrong, one day these will all be catalogued in the outtakes. Okay, so as I was saying, so go with the flow as much of the time as you can around your work and that type of thing as well, and take the pressure off yourself. Happy ringtone. So remember, it's manifesting isn't about being high vibrational the entire time. Even when you are a vibrational master, even when you are awakened and enlightened, there are still moments where contrast comes up. We need contrast to expand. So take that pressure off yourself, because it is a really common misunderstanding that we have to be high vibrational all of the time. And just to give you some really powerful stats that come from Abraham Hicks, if you are feeling high vibrational or in alignment 51% of the time and out of alignment 49% of the time, you're still going to be manifesting more of the stuff you want, because you are more high vibrational than low vibrational. If you are feeling in alignment 60% of the time and out of alignment 40% of the time, you're going to be manifesting at a really nice pace. If you're feeling, you know, in alignment 75% of the time and out of alignment 25% of the time, that's still 1 day out of 4 out of alignment. You're going to be manifesting really fast. So again, just to invite you to take the pressure off of yourself, okay? So I hope that helps, my darling. Okay, another question. Hi Sarah, I hope this isn't a silly question. Nothing is ever a silly question. But what is the best way to open up to universal guidance to receive inspired actions? Could I ask for support when I feel in quandary? So again, great question. So first thing is, the more high vibrational you feel, the more you will receive the guidance. So this is where the work is always about being aware of what you're thinking and how you're feeling. And when you change what you think, you change how you feel, okay? So feelings equal manifestations, but your thoughts lead to the feelings. So our work is always to try and pivot and to disempower the ego and limiting beliefs so that we feel good as much of the time as possible. So being higher vibrational is definitely easier to receive the inspired actions. To help you get high vibrational, absolutely the Dream Day Journal process, because when I started doing that, within 2 or 3 weeks, I had the massive inspired action to become a Law of Attraction coach at a time when I didn't even know whether Law of Attraction coaches even existed. I just did it anyway. So that Dream Day Journal process, and again, you can get the tutorial for free when you sign up for the newsletter on the Contact Me section of my website. When you are Dream Day journaling, that's going to open up that higher vibration for you as well. The other thing is, yeah, absolutely ask for support. So again, new insight that we learned at the Believe Retreat is that every one of us has a higher self. And when I've spoken about, you know, being guided by the universe, when Abraham Hicks has talked about source energy, that's all actually your higher self. So everybody has a higher self, and you can talk to your higher self all the time in your head or out loud, whatever feels good to you, and they want you to ask them. And I probably don't even ask Sarah, who's my higher self, I probably don't ask her enough as much as I could. So absolutely ask. Another thing that I find is when I Dream Day journal and then I do the mindfulness of breathing meditation, again, you can get that for free under the resources section of my website. So much free stuff. If I Dream Day journal and then do that meditation, I will literally say before I go into the meditation, right, what guidance have you got for me today? And quite often I'll get an inspired action whilst I meditate. If I don't, I will definitely get something at some point throughout the day. Sometimes it can be these massive big light bulb moments. Other times they're more like gentle impulses, like the one I had today about going out for a coffee. So definitely ask for support. And again, just make sure you are following all the nudges you're getting, because the universe can only send you so many bits of guidance. And if you're not moving with them, it can't send you the next bit. So the universe is literally going to bring you breadcrumb after breadcrumb after breadcrumb. But if you don't move with the first breadcrumb it gives you, it's not going to be able to bring you the next ones, if that makes sense. So just check in with that as well. But yeah, absolutely ask for support. And the other thing is, before you meditate, try and get as high vibrational as you can. And this is why the tools that I teach and them being in that sequence is so powerful. You get your Dream Day journal, you do your manifesting evidence list. If you've got some contrast going on, the limiting beliefs process, again, all of these tools I teach in my books. Again, links to those on my website, but they're called Welcome to the Beginning of Everything You Want and It's Time to Get Your Money Flow On, 2 books. Again, all of the tools that I teach will help elevate your vibration before you meditate. And when you meditate, you have no resistance. Most of the time, you don't have that resistance. And when you don't have resistance, then you receive really clearly. So lots of tips for there for you, my darling. I hope that helps. Okay. Can I manifest on autopilot? How can I maintain high vibrations as my default setting? Okay, so this is always the work. That's really good question. I don't believe you can manifest on autopilot, because you want to be very aware of what you are intending and bringing into your experience. You want to be deliberate about it. So as Abraham Hicks teaches, it's about deliberate creation. And to maintain high vibrations as a default setting, again, it's always the work. So even when you are an utter vibrational master, you are still watching your vibrations. You are still catching yourself if contrast comes up and managing how you react to it. So again, it definitely becomes really ingrained, and it definitely becomes very default. So now when I go into contrast, I sort of by default go to the tools that I know will bring me back into balance. But I'm still using the tools. It's not like I can just permanently be high vibration and never have to think about my vibration again, if that makes sense. No one can ever do that. We're always here to keep watching our vibration, always trying to bring ourselves back to this balanced energy. And sometimes we're up here, sometimes we can be down here, but it's always this slight buffering energy, if that makes sense. So I hope that helps. Okay, so I know there's some other questions, so let me just look at those. 1 second. Okay, so another question from Sunyana. I know I want to manifest a large sum of money and how I will feel spending it. So you know how you're going to feel when you spend it. I know what I will spend it on. Any thoughts on how to fine tune my vibration even more so that it or something even better manifests? So this is really interesting. I'm just going to put this down for a second, and I'm just going to just plug my phone into the charger because I can see that's on low battery, and that would be the next thing for the phone battery to die. Okay, so with fine-tuning your energy around money, so firstly, yes, know how you would feel when you receive that money. So actually imagine someone's just handed you a check for that amount of money, or they've just put that amount of money in your bank account. Feel into that and know how that feels, firstly. That's a very outcome manifesting way to do it. That doesn't really work for me because I'm a process manifester. So for you to be able to fine tune, let me just reread your questions, Sunyana, 1 second. Bear with me. I just want to give you the right response. I'm just going to tune into Sarah, 1 sec. Any thoughts on how to fine-tune my vibration even more so that something even better, something even better manifests? I think absolutely just make sure you're not focusing on the how, and actually love your life. Just love everything that you're doing now, and by doing that you will be in receptive mode. Don't think about the how, because if you're thinking about the how, you're cutting off all the other thousands of ways the universe is creating to bring it to you. Make sure you're following the inspired actions as well. But I think if you're process and you're focusing on a large sum of money, that can feel quite difficult. And I know from your previous question, you are process. So I think you just want to be focusing on having lots of fun, following the inspired actions, and focusing on doing things that you literally want to eat. So again, this has come up on a couple of my calls over the last couple of days. When you're doing anything in your business, the money should be an afterthought. And again, this is why my teachings are so different. So many business coaches are like, set money goals, etc., etc. And again, if you're a process manifester, it's going to make you contract. So actually for you, love what you're doing in your business, and the money should be an afterthought. Do you want to eat everything you're doing in your business if it's a money flow through your business question, firstly? So anything I launch in my business, I would launch it without being paid for it anyway, because I just want to eat it. I would do it day in and day out anyway. So just check your energy behind that as well. But I think for you, it's just, if you are feeling good and you're always following the inspired actions and you're always working on feeling good, the money can't not come as a byproduct of all of that. So I think, my darling, it's just about, because you are outcome, work on your vibration feeling high. I think actually take your focus off of money for you is what I would say. Focus on feeding your soul, doing stuff that feeds your soul, and let go of any attachment to money around it, if that makes sense. So for example, whenever I'm wanting to really manifest money in for bills or whatever it is, I will literally just focus on doing what makes my heart soar and that I want to eat. And when I do that, by default, the money comes without me even having to really work out how. The universe just brings it to me. And I think what's happening is you're sort of focusing on a particular sum, and you're probably still contracting around it. There's probably still an element of how is this going to come, or is it really possible? But if you are process, which you are, that's not going to work very well for you. You definitely need to go more general and even get off topic. And I do remember once this amazing quote from Liv, obviously from Abraham through Liv, saying that money is a byproduct of your expansion, not the benchmark. And it's about loving what you do day in and day out, and the money is like a byproduct of that. Being high vibrational as often as you can be, following the inspired actions that you get when you're high vibrational, if that all makes sense. So I hope that helps, darling. But I would say for you, the guidance I'm actually getting for you is to get off topic, actually stop even thinking about money and just focus on the fun. Because often when you put pressure on needing or wanting money, you slow down the reception of it, because you're immediately putting resistance on the trail. So I hope that helps, darling. Okay. Hi, Joanne. I struggle for my manifesting evidence list because I have a very quiet life. I'm at home writing a lot, not out and meeting or achieving. I'm so happy now and living my dreams, but consequently I have nothing except feelings on my manifesting evidence list. So firstly, I have a quiet life too. I live at home on my own. I have Belle, my gorgeous doggy, who was just causing chaos at the front door just now. And I spend a lot of time on my own, as I do see friends as well. But my manifesting evidence list, obviously a lot of it is around the business because I'm doing what I'm passionate about. This feeds my soul. So manifesting evidence can just be things being lovely or going really well. So yes, you're feeling good, but the fact you are writing a lot, that can be manifesting evidence. If you're writing when you're in flow, you can say, you know, I received so much guidance yesterday to write. That's manifesting evidence. I'm going through the awakening process at the minute personally, so I'm very quiet and on my own a lot at the minute, just because I'm really working on utter vibrational mastery at this second. So again, it's not necessarily about physical material things that I'm manifesting. It's if I had a day of heightening my connection with Sarah, my higher self, or, you know, a couple of days ago I spoke to my guide for the first time, or rather he spoke to me. Little things like that. It can be subtle things, but they're all part of your vibrational mastery. If they make you feel good, they're manifesting evidence. So again, it doesn't need to always be physical material things. It can totally be feeling led, or it can be having the sunshine on your face. I'm trying to think what I did when I did my manifesting evidence list yesterday. It was the universe sending me someone out the blue who wanted to work with me one-to-one. So it wasn't necessarily physical money or material things manifesting. It was all just feeling the universe working around me. And Joanne, my darling, you feeling happy is everything. That's everything. That is the most powerful type of manifesting evidence you can have, because it means you are in receptive flow. So again, just love where you are now. The fact you're so happy now, isn't that everything? And when you're so happy, you manifest everything else anyway. So happiness is everything. And what I've really learned is there's literally no point, you know, having loads of money, having the dream car. There's no point having any of that stuff if you aren't aligned and happy and fulfilled within yourself, because none of that makes you happy. The happiness is where it all starts. So absolutely celebrate that. And there's nothing wrong with your manifesting evidence list being feelings, because if you're happy, nothing else matters. But also just think of the synchronicities. Are you seeing angel numbers? Are you seeing animal totems? Are there any kind of coincidences that are happening? And any inspired actions, that's manifesting evidence. You may be getting impulses. They don't have to be big inspired actions. They can be impulses. If they're impulses, that means you're in a lovely connection with your higher self. So does that help, darling? But I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. What makes your heart sing, okay? For some people, it's manifesting loads of stuff. For other people, it's feeling balance and alignment. And for me, it can be different things at different times. Sometimes it's about manifesting all the awesome stuff. Other times it's about that deep sense of alignment and then deep connection with my higher self. Like, it can be anything, but if you're happy, that's everything. Okay, my darling? So really hope that helps. And I'm so proud of you, Joanne, because think how far you've come. I've seen your journey over a few months. You, my darling, are doing so well and are so on fire. So celebrate yourself, my darling. I love you so, so much. Okay. Hi, Sarah. What if every morning we just want to ask the universe about manifesting abundance every day with ease and don't necessarily have a specific amount in mind? I write what I want along with my dream day journaling every morning, but if we don't have a specific amount and just want to receive more abundance of money every day, does that work just as well? Yeah, definitely. Follow what feels good to you, okay? Sometimes you may want a specific amount. Other times, like me at the minute, I just want to feel scrummy and in alignment the whole time. I don't actually really care about the money at this moment in time. Other times that really drives me. So to have a really general, I just want more abundance, it's absolutely fine, because this is the thing. We're told often to be really specific with the universe, but if it makes you contract, there's literally no point. So if you focusing on a specific amount of money makes you feel, oh God, how am I going to get that? There's literally no point doing it. You may literally as well, I've said literally 1,000 times, but there's literally no point doing it, okay? So lean into what feels good to you. If you just want more abundance, that's amazing. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Go with what makes your heart sing and feels good to you. And again, if it feels good to you, it feels good because it's the universe and your higher self confirming you are on the right track, and that is in alignment with who you really are. So if it feels good, then absolutely, darling. So you don't need to be specific. Equally, if you are an outcome manifestor and you want to be specific, knock yourself out and be specific, but it has to feel good to you. And if you're feeling good, you know, I am process. I've only ever really once focused on a specific amount of money, and even then it was general, because it was between what was it? It was between, what was it? I think I wanted between like 8 and 9.5 thousand one month. So I left it quite loose still. I had a range. I manifested 9.3, I think. So maybe it was between 8.5 and 10. Yeah, that's right. Something like that. But actually, as a process manifestor, that was exhausting for me to hold that energy and have that outcome energy. Ever since, I'm just really general, and I manifest a 6-figure income working ridiculously part-time. So again, I'm not specific, and look how well it's working for me, because if I was specific, it would make me contract. So again, just lean into what it is that works with you, and I hope that helps, sweetie. Okay, it is everything, and I feel this is my dream life. Thank you so much. Joanne, darling, that just utterly makes my heart sing. That is everything, my angel. So enjoy it, revel in it, you know, milk that, as Abraham Hicks would say. That, my darling, is everything. Nothing else matters. So, mwah. And only good can come when you feel good. Good feelings equal good manifestations. So enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. I thought so, but just wanted to clarify, I just don't want the universe to take wanting more abundance as £1 a day, because I want lots more. So remember, the universe, your higher self, you know, we are working with energies here that are insanely sophisticated. So if you are, so what you feel is what manifests. So you're feeling you want more abundance. You will be feeling that you want more than £1. So what you feel is what manifests. So if you're feeling big abundance, then that is what will manifest, as long as you keep following the inspired actions, okay? So again, just to demystify this, it is about following the inspired actions. So, for example, with me, of course I want to be a millionaire. It's not the ultimate thing that drives me. The other things drive me, and it's not to say one's right, one's wrong. It's knowing what drives you, what really kind of spurs you on. But what was I going to say in answer to that? So yeah, so I obviously want to be a millionaire. I want to, you know, help so many people on the planet. There's so much I want to do with that money. But the way it's being manifested for me is doing this and being in my passion and purpose and helping hundreds of millions. And as a byproduct, that money will come. It's not always about money falling out of the sky. Yes, that can happen, but a lot of the time, the universe is going to guide you in the most divine way, which is the fastest and shortest route to manifesting everything you want. So you may say, yeah, but Sarah, actually, you're having to work and the money is going to take a bit longer. That is still the shortest, fastest route for me. Your inner guidance that you're given, if you follow it, is always the shortcut. It's always the fastest route to every single thing that you want. And it probably won't be a straight line. And sometimes you'll follow these inspired actions and you'll be like, I don't really even know how this relates to what I want, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm being guided to. And it's always the shortcut. So just make sure you are following the inspired actions, because it is a big step that I think a lot of people misunderstand. Actually, it's about feeling good and then following the guidance that you are given, and that will unleash the money flow for you if you follow the guidance and if you work on your vibration, feeling delicious and yummy as much of the time as possible. Again, you can't have that all the time because we need contrast, but as much of the time as you are able. Okay, my darling, does that help? So does anybody else have any questions? I think we've covered most of the questions off now. whilst having a catalogue of disasters in the background with the dog and the phone and someone trying to ring me. But I've got another sort of 5 minutes or so, so if anybody else has any questions, let me know. You're welcome, Harriet darling, hope that helps. And just to say as well, just one waiting to see if any more questions are coming through, don't forget that there are 2 amazing ways you can work with me at the minute. I have reintroduced my one-to-one coaching. I am literally, people are coming to me out of the ether. The law of attraction force is powerful. So I've got lots of calls underway for the one-to-one coaching. I haven't got very many spots, obviously, because it takes a lot of my energy. So if you are ready to unleash the powerful creator that is within you, if you are ready to be the light worker or the change maker that you know is inside of you that you haven't unleashed yet, and now is the time, and you feel aligned and you're ready to move mountains to work with me and to bring this awesomeness about, then now is the time to contact me. And to a similar vein as well, I'm also relaunching Become a Manifesting Coach. Again, I've got calls booked in for that, again, limited places. So if any of you want to work intimately with me, then now is the time, because I haven't had this kind of high level intimate coaching for well over a year. So inbox me if this makes your heart sing. The universe is really guiding me to work with those budding change makers, those global visionaries, people who are here within this tribe who are ready to unleash the power within. So I hope that helps. Oh, thank you, Tish. Tisha, who's commenting, she changed our lives. One of the gorgeous LOA twins who were on the last Become a Manifesting Coach 12-month working together. So love you, darling. So now is your time, my darlings, because the calls are getting booked up. I think we're good. If you don't have any comments or questions, just put no, so I know, but I think we're good. I think we've been through the questions that people have had today. I think this is how I'm going to do coffee chats moving forward. I will just post something into the group telling you to post your questions. You can actually also ask me questions on my website under the Contact Me drop-down menu. There's a place for you to ask questions. And again, if you post them there as you think of them, I'll be able to answer them when I come on and do coffee chats, which I try and do sort of once a month or so. So, okay, my darlings. Well, thank you so much for watching. Apologies for the slight 40 Towers chaos. And I love you so, so, so much. Remember that you are so, so, so powerful. And remember that we are all here to do amazing things. And you are all absolutely, like, I can't even express how powerful you really are. You don't even know. Like, you cannot even fathom how powerful you are. So if you're ready to harness these universal laws, just get playing with them. Contact me if you want to explore it further. Now is a really exciting time on our planet. There is literally a massive shift occurring, and you can be out here on the leading edge of the leading edge with me. So if it makes your heart sing, reach out. So I love you. Have a gorgeous day. For those watching the replay, comment #replay. Thank you for watching, and tag anyone who you think this may help, because Sarah just told me to say that, because I just want to help hundreds and hundreds of millions. So spread this on to anyone who you think would benefit. Sending you so, so, so much love, and I will see you all very, very soon. Mwah.